fellas, we can be that mistake. Let's do this. What's up, y'all?
What's going on, guys?
We're Embrace the Sec 21.
Hell yeah.
I'm Spencer.
And I'm Daniel.
We are checking out for America Week.
Yep.
The night Osama Bin Laden was killed.
May 1st, 2011.
Yeah.
First of all, have you ever seen this clip?
I've never seen this clip.
Okay.
I mean, I feel we were just talking right before we came on. Like, I was 9 years old when 9/11 happened. In fact, my birthday is September 11th, and I remember, you know, I thought we were gonna go to Chuck E. Cheese that night, but my mom was like, "No, we are not.
We are home."
And it wasn't until I got home that I realized what had happened.
Yeah.
What about you? What about your 9/11
I was
story?
in high school.
Okay.
And we stopped everything. Everything. The whole school stopped. And I remember my classroom was right next to the library in the school. And we all just went right into the library and watched the whole thing. Like, we were just like glued.
Oh,
we were
wow.
just glued to the TV. Everyone. Like, the library was packed. First time ever the library was packed.
Yeah.
And it was just, for me in high school, I was like, this is a thing. This is a big thing that's happening. And the teachers were crying. And I remember I'm like, oh, shit.
Wow.
And, you know, it shaped my life.
Right.
And my path in life, it was directly influenced by that day.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I don't remember, I think I was out with one of my best friends when this happened. When we found out that he was killed.
Oh, okay.
And I was like,
okay.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Like, just because it came out of the blue.
Yeah.
So
And I was still in high school. I was in high school at the time. In fact, I was a month before I graduated high school.
Yeah.
And to your point of like, you were in high school when 9/11 happened. I didn't hear anything about it until I came home because I was so young at the time.
Yeah.
I guess they didn't want to scare any of us.
Yeah.
Which
well, how do you relay what's happening to essentially a child?
Right.
That's a home kind of talk.
Right. Exactly.
Like, and everyone was, oh, that was terrible. That yeah. I remember that day. That was crazy. And
Yeah.
It sucks. It was just your fucking birthday, man. But,
Yeah, but
well,
we're gonna check this clip out. Did you have anything else to say before we go in? But
no, I just know that I have seen this before, but man, it's still, to me, this video represents the end of a era.
yeah,
Besides getting political and all that shit,
yeah,
this for this country was huge.
I bet.
It was just massive news.
Yeah. I exactly. So let's just go, man.
Let's do it.
We had a division rivalry between the Mets and the Phillies. The ballpark was full. It was a really lively atmosphere, but, you know, at the time I just thought I was sitting down to do a regular baseball game.
We didn't know what was going on. We just knew something special happened. And I don't know how to describe that when you don't know what's going on, but you know it's special.
The afternoon was spent on pins and needles. I wasn't watching sports that night.
Another packed house here at Citizens Bank Park and an awfully nice night for a ball game here in Philadelphia. The New York Mets and the Philadelphia Phillies, Sunday night baseball. You know, it's always a rivalry when a New York team and a Philadelphia team get together.
I think for the most part we respected one another, but I think certainly we didn't like each other.
When I was wearing red and white pinstripes, I couldn't stand orange, black, and blue. I just couldn't.
The Mets-Phillies rivalry, it's based on proximity. There's a little bit of a big brother, little brother issue going on, I think.
It's always extra special, obviously. That rivalry was always electric atmosphere.
Even in our production meeting prior to, I remember someone making the point that this is the only show in town. And by that, I mean really the only major sporting event going on across the country. And that's not often the case.
You know,
1-2 count on the lead.
Oh, man.
On a swing and a foul tip held by Paulino. Lee strikes out. 1 down.
Watching the game, we have monitors here, watching Twitter on the laptop, and the White House reporters that I follow, they started talking back and forth about the president has called a news conference.
Our news editor...
You gotta know, at this time, the big ticket in town, ain't nobody thinking about politics.
No.
They ain't thinking about anything other than the game.
Yeah.
So...
And the only game, if you're a fan of sports in this country, you're watching the game. Because that's the only sport on.
Right. That's why I still got my Orioles hat on, even though, like, I hate both teams.
Yeah, no, and I don't know enough about either team.
It's a rivalry.
Baseball, baseball's not my thing.
Right, you're a football guy, American football guy.
That's me.
Yeah.
But yeah, if so it'd be equivalent to their derby.
Yeah, exactly. It's a derby.
Yeah.
Claire Smith passed a note along at some point to me, POTUS news conference tonight. To me, honestly, I'm locked in on what's going on in the field. I'm not even factoring in what this could mean.
And Young strikes him out as the Phillies leave the bases loaded here in the 7th inning.
It was a one-run ball game, and the tying run was on base, and Ryan Howard's coming up. But all of a sudden, you become aware of something else.
I looked down at my phone, and I got a text from a buddy who always watched games, and he said, they got Bin Laden.
Bobby nudged me with his elbow and showed me his phone. This isn't in the play-by-play handbook. They don't tell you how to deal with this one.
There were rumors that Osama Bin Laden had been, the United States had got him, and that they'd killed him.
Tom Archer, our producer, right away said, we're trying to corroborate it. Don't say anything yet. We're preparing a statement. So you try to put it out of your mind for a second, and you keep calling.
That has got to be so hard.
I would F up my job.
Oh.
But I feel like I would get a pass.
Yeah, because that's significant. That is really significant.
Yeah, it's like... if someone's like, hey, man, look, I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Where are we? Like, what? This is it's crazy.
It's on par with, like, a relative dying or
like,
something like
not,
that.
Not dying, because it's momentous as that.
Yeah. It'll rock your freaking world.
Yeah. You're like, huh. And then it makes you pause.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man, how they...
And news like that, well, like you say, it'll rock the freaking world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man. Oh, my God. Let's strap in.
The game.
They've only got 2 hits in this game. They've got 3 hits in this game. Mayberry getting the wave. The throw from Bay. Time, and the Phillies have tied it.
Oh, man. They tied it. It's 1-1.
We understood what was happening and that this was less a rumor and more fact. We said we're going to bring the announcers on camera at the end of the 8th inning.
Ground ball to second. Inning over. Some breaking news for those of you who have been with us on the ball game. ABC News is reporting that Osama Bin Laden has been killed, and a presidential news conference is upcoming momentarily.
I think thereafter, we had our eyes open for when that bit of news was going to find its way into the 40,000 plus people who were at Citizens Bank Park.
Top of the 9th. Tie game.
At the very beginning of the 9th inning, my now wife, fiance at the time, just happened to be on her phone, I guess. It wasn't the most entertaining game for her.
On CNN, an article popped up about, it's not confirmed yet, but it looks like Bin Laden has been killed. And then, I turned to my fiance and said, hey, look at this. This is something.
My friend next to me, she suddenly lets out a, oh my God, we killed Bin Laden. After that, everything changed.
Got a chant of USA as the news goes through the crowd.
There were two events going on at once. One was a baseball game, and one is a hugely significant world event, which people, one by one, are finding out about around the ballpark.
Once the word was started to leak out, we were told to find people sharing cell phone information with people beside them, find people that were excited, jumping up and down. That night, it was pretty easy to find good shots.
That's when I decided to pull out my phone. It just kind of struck me as this is like a once-in-a-lifetime kind of moment.
Wow.
There's no place in the world right
Now, I know a lot of us, y'all in the comments, definitely shit on Americans for chanting USA, USA, USA. But, you know,
if ever a moment existed where it was understood,
the organization that Osama Bin Laden led gave America a black eye, and we finally took him out.
Yeah.
Like that's, you know, stick your chest up, beat it, USA.
Yeah, and it's
Moment.
just at a rivalry game.
At a rivalry game, you are finally uniting the audience.
At the most unlikeliest of games.
Yes, at the top of the ninth, when it's a tie game, a low-hitting game.
And look how late that was.
Yeah, it was like 10 something at night.
Yeah.
Almost 11.
God,
it's a
man.
school night too.
Yep.
And people are, oh my God, yeah, you get it, you get it.
now where there are more Americans gathered than in that ballpark, and they were all experiencing this rush of emotion simultaneously and spontaneously. The players, of course, had no idea what was going on.
Very rarely do you hear USA chants break out, you know, out of nowhere. So it's kind of just a bit of a state of confusion. Then you get locked in for your bag.
And I'm thinking, what national team's playing and who are they playing and who they beat?
Was there a soccer game going on? I thought maybe there was a hockey game going on. I was confused, and it kind of took me off of what I was doing.
Just missed outside of the knees. And a base runner for the Mets here in the ninth inning at a 1-1 tie. Wright is running and steals it. Let's go down to field level with Wendy Nix. Wendy?
Well, Dan, you're exactly right. As word begins to filter through the ballpark about Osama Bin Laden, the players, at least in the Phillies dugout, are clearly unaware. They don't have the same devices that we have. I was directly adjacent to the Phillies dugout. They're looking at me, like, you know, and they're looking at each other, and they're looking at their manager. And the obvious question, do you know what's going on?
And here comes the USA chant again.
We didn't know what was going on. We just knew something special happened. And you're in the out, but you're in the in. You're a part of it, but part of what?
Nice.
Jason Bay is going to be the batter.
I got no idea what's going on, and I'm Canadian, you know, and I'm thinking, I've been called a lot of things, especially in Philly, but, you know, the USA thing, they're trying to get under my skin.
2 on, 2 out. Bay the batter, tied at 1 in the ninth inning. In the air to center field. Inning over.
So that's how rare it is.
Yeah.
To hear a USA chant.
Right. Or
You
any
know?
kind of chant, really,
Yeah,
in
really.
American sports thing.
Yeah.
Like
outside of a world event, like a World Cup, Olympic, like you don't hear the USA chant.
Right. You don't. And like and it goes to show that, you know, sports in America is a pastime. It's not, you know, part of your DNA, not part of your culture significance, you know.
So these players are playing baseball, and the whole crowd is doing something else.
Yeah, exactly. It's the closest they'll come to a European soccer derby.
Where people just stop really giving a shit
right.
about them.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah, that's awesome.
Everybody's coming into the dugout, and we're all kind of looking at each other, and obviously the chants are still going, and we're sitting there going, okay, what's happened here? And the trainer kind of breaks the news to all of us.
That's kind of how it spreads, is by that word of mouth. Obviously, no question, the baseball game becomes secondary to, the news and the president, addressing the country, a few minutes after that.
The White House has just announced that the president will address the nation about 1 minute from now.
Good evening. Tonight, I can report to the American people and to the world that the United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama Bin Laden, the leader of Al-Qaeda, and a terrorist who's responsible for the murder of thousands of innocent men, women, and children. What we remembered right away was the chants that we started hearing outside the White House. And my working assumption is that if people had gathered that quickly outside of the White House, chanting USA, USA, that across the country, the same thing was taking place.
The Mets a strike away from victory. Got him. The breaking ball to get him Mayberry, and finally the New York Mets hang on to beat the Phillies 2-1 tonight.
Here we are, a team from New York, a team from Philadelphia, rivals, playing one another, trying to knock each other's teeth out, but the game isn't that significant anymore.
It's weird, just being able to high-five and hug Phillies fans and have that common ground. Fans you're supposed to be enemies with. All of a sudden, it became a moment of celebration, a moment of pride.
For one night, it wasn't Philadelphia, New York, it was the United States of America coming together. That's something special.
Man. Oh my God.
It was awesome, man.
Oh,
fucking awesome.
It warms my American heart to hear that.
And that's it.
Yes, there is a tear in my eye. I will own up to that.
They just, as divided as things can get, we are still one.
Yeah.
As spiteful and hateful as we can, and vile as we can be towards the other side or whatever stance you take.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we do live here.
Yeah, and we come from many different backgrounds and cultures and viewpoints, but we share one common uniter. We are American.
Yeah.
And that was put on full display.
Yep.
Right here at that game.
And at a very basic level, you're a fan of this team, I'm a fan of this team, we hate each other. But we're still
Americans.
Yeah.
We still have this thing that unites us, and if someone were to smack you up against the wall, we're gonna come after them and make sure you're all right.
And that's where it's like that brought closure.
Yeah.
It was far from over then. It was far from over.
Oh yeah.
But the search was still on for him. He was number one on everyone's list.
Yeah.
And we took him out.
Yeah.
And that was it. We're like, the ace is gone out of the deck of cards.
Exactly. You got the big fish.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. The one who threw us into the mess.
Exactly.
Debatable, I understand. But in this moment, this video is not about the celebration of the murder of one man. This is about the celebration of coming together as a country.
Yeah, and just demonstrating our power to come together
quickly.
as Americans, as
Quickly.
quickly too.
You know,
So
I feel like ingrained in our DNA, we know when to rally.
yeah,
Ingrained, like we just know we can throw stupid shit all out at all times. But when someone hits us, here's the problem. Let me get on my little tiny soapbox real quick.
Go for it.
Little tiny soapbox.
I'm listening.
We're a great country. We're a giant of a country that tends to fall asleep a lot.
Yeah.
And there's always some fucked up tragedy to wake the sleeping giant.
Oh yeah.
Pearl Harbor, September 11th. You know, it's just like we can rally. And I'll never forget that. I mean, man, September 11th happened. I couldn't tell you what was happening out there then.
No.
I just remember the country freaking unifying.
Yeah.
Like there was zero hate between anyone.
Exactly.
It was just, I want to say that during that time, that was the most unified, most neighborly, most kind country to be in.
Yeah.
During that time, which is unfortunate.
Yeah,
that we have to rally behind that.
Yeah, it's a shame that that's what it takes to bring us together. But yeah, to your point, it was a great time of healing for us.
Yeah.
And it was needed.
And I'm just happy it happened in our lifetime where we could see the unity.
Yeah.
And not just sides ripping each other apart.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where it's like unity is the key in everything.
Yeah.
So.
This is also a testament to the power of the smartphone. Like,
yeah.
That they got a piece of information really quickly. This was like when this was first happening. This was like, when Facebook and YouTube
everyone was on their peak data plan.
Exactly.
Like, oh, don't text me after 9.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That wasn't a thing anymore.
Yeah.
Unlimited data was a thing.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So for this compilation, for all the feels that we were experiencing at that time, 2 thumbs up is not enough.
Yep. Good job, ESPN.
Yep.
Doing this thing.
Yep.
Justice.
And thanks for watching, y'all.
Yep.
Thanks for liking, commenting, subscribing, hitting that bell, and sharing with your friends.
Definitely, guys.
Keep the conversation going.
Yeah.
Wash your hands, scrub your toes, wipe your ass, blow your nose, embrace the suck.
Unplug and do something epic.
See y'all next time.
Later.